quailos.com. Welcome to the live stream.
Hey, welcome guys. My name is Christian and I'm with Undique, and today I show you guys Quail OS. That's our newest achievement. Yeah, I would say so, because it's hundreds of hours of work of development went into it. Quail OS, let's stop talking, let's get into it. What is it? What does it do? Why is it named Quail OS? And we dive into it. So this is a full training session, so it might take a while. You can skip back and forth in the video for the sections you're interested in, but let's get started. I look at the screen like you do, and here it is, Quail OS, which you can reach at quailos.com. Let me show you first how you install it on your phone. You don't find it on the Apple or Google store, but you can still install it like an app. It's a so-called web app. So let me show you guys. I'm just gonna connect here to my phone. And let's get started. So you can reach Quail OS at www.quailos.com. And here, as you can see on your mobile phone as well, if you go to the login screen, you see here on the bottom instructions how to install it on your phone. And you can do that either on your iPhone or on your Android phone. So it's really easy to install it. I show you guys. It says here, open this page in Safari. So that's the browser for the iPhone. Tap Share, Add to Home, and Add. So let's do that. I tap here, Share. And I say Add to Home. That's sometimes hidden here in the More button. Add to Home screen. Here it is. Ask you here for the name, everything is there, open as a web app. So Quail OS was developed as a web app for a few reasons. Main reason is it's pretty hard to develop an app for iPhone, for an Android phone, and for the internet. That's why we decided to do it as a web app. And when we look now, after this quick installation, it's available in here like a normal app. I just have to scroll a bit. I have way too many apps here. And here you see Quail OS is now installed like an app, so you have it always at your fingertips for certain functionalities, such as collecting eggs and all this good stuff. I'm not going to log in here now on the phone because I want to show you guys the desktop version. But what you see now on the desktop works on the phone as well. But as I'm getting older, I like bigger screens. I don't know about you, but let's get started. So here we go. The sign up is for free. If you already have a password, you're on your sign-in page here. Otherwise, you go here on sign up and you just type in your name, your email, choose a password, and you can create your account for free. The basic tier is always for free. And right now we look for a sponsor to keep it free forever. But that's the promise we give you guys. The basic tier always stays free. So I'm going to log in here now as a test user. And once you're in, first thing you might happen is, oh, there's already data in there, right? We installed some sample data for you guys, so you can a bit get used to the look and feel and see things. I'm working here in my test environment, so you will see something else up here. And let's scroll down and show you guys where you do your first few settings once you get in here. In the settings section here, you can go ahead and just change your name if you want to, put in your farm name, your phone number, your address, your website. You can upload a logo here for your farm. That will be useful later on. And so there's a ton of different settings. And once you have done them, you just click here, Save All, and it saves those settings for your farm, for your profile here on Quail OS. It's named Quail OS, but you can manage here chicken farm, turkeys, any game bird, quail of course, emus if you wanted to. So any kind of birds and farm management really you can do in here. In the data management, this is where you can remove the sample data which has been installed automatically when you created your account. So if you don't want to see all those stuff already in there, then just remove it here. Or if you want to go back and see how things are entered with the sample data, you can install it back here as well. Another useful function is here data management. So once you have entered all your egg logs, time tracking, all the good things, what you're going to see, You can also export that data that downloads it to your computer, and then you can, for safekeeping, can have it there as well. And danger zone, yes, if you decide not to use it, you can delete your farm here as well and all your data. So a lot of different settings. We come back to some of them later on, but let's get started with the basics. One question we get a lot is, okay, for example, in the egg production, right? As a default, we have here a few types of quail in there, but as I mentioned, Quail OS is also there to put for chicken farms, turkey farms, anything which lays an egg, basically. So people ask, okay, how can I have more egg types in here? And that's really straightforward, because this data here comes from our price list. That's something I see often on social media as well. Is like, how do I do a price list? How do I price my eggs? So this will help you here with Quail OS. And you see here already there's your egg prices. So once there is a new egg type in here, it will become available in the egg production as well, and also throughout the application. So let's say you have a different type of quail. I go in here and I put in Rosetta, for example. The price, you can leave it at 0, or just put in a value if you like. I just put it in here. $4 or $5, whatever I would like to charge for the eggs, and save the changes up here, and you get a confirmation up here it has been saved. Cool thing about, since I'm on the price list, right, once you have done it here, you can actually go ahead and also sort here a little bit. I want to have it alphabetically, so I just go ahead. Okay, that looks good to me. You can have other sales products from your farm in there. If you sell eating eggs, fresh eggs, just put them in here. If you sell meat parts from your birds, thinking about chicken, turkey, and so on, right? Anything you sell on your farm, you can enter it here. That will be useful later if you want to write an invoice for a customer, or just to generate your price list here, right? So you can go here. We have two options. You can download the price list as a PDF or as an image. The image is useful for your website, for your social media, if you want to send it to somebody with any messaging app. And the PDF is for printing, really. So you can download here your price list, and it will pop up here, and I just bring it up. And then it's nicely formatted with the information you have entered in the settings page with your logo, and then all the prices in here. And we also put the timestamp on from what day it is valid on. So very easy to generate your price list, what you can use then for printing and other functions. It's a basic price list now. We might, depending on your feedback, maybe make some different templates you can choose from. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. But anyway, coming back to the egg prices. So I have now Rosetta in here in the egg price section. So now when I go to track my egg production and log some eggs, I can now select the Rosetta and track the quantity. Let's say today I collected 20 eggs from the Rosettas. Hit the save button, boom, it's saved. And I can, go on like that. I have some jumbo wilds as well. So today I collected 3 dozen, so 36 eggs, and I can save that. That information will be useful for you to see, is your farm profitable? How many eggs you actually produce, how much you sell, all that good stuff. So this is, I hope, a useful answer to some questions we got from some users. How do I get more types in here, right? So if you have 10 types of chicken or 20 types of quail, you can all track it in here. And that will show later up in the reporting as well. Next step, what we like to track as well are hatches. So let's go in here. And here we see some test hatches, what I have just entered in the system. And here you can track your hatches throughout the year to see how many chicks did you produce, what is your hatch rate, all that good stuff. So let's have a look here. We will have some hatch reminders as well. That comes then in the feature alert later in this video, where I show you some features which are not yet released, but coming soon to the platform as well. Here I can track a hatch. I say, okay, I start this hatch today. My expected hatch day, usually it's about 18 days. So that will be right before New Year's. which variety I set here. I can say it was just a mix. How many eggs did I set? Let's say I filled the incubator not full, so just 120. Where I got those eggs from, is it from my own flock or is it from a supplier? I can make some notes in here as well and just save it. So now this hatch is being tracked, and later when the chicks hatch I can update it and it will calculate a hatch rate for me. Let's assume those chicks hatched already, so let's go in back. Okay, maybe I didn't have the best hatch rate. I just put in 70 hatched. The hatch date itself obviously needs to be now because it can't be in the future, right? I save that, and that gives me now here a new button. So once the chicks are hatched, I see this blue button here. That means those birds are not yet in the bird inventory. Also a cool tip, if you go over, usually the buttons here, it shows you a little bit help text. What does the button do? So we do have a bird inventory. Let's have a quick look into it. So I have already some birds in here, some Rhode Island, some Coturnics, different variations there, different statuses. Some are live, some are processed already. Then the location should be actually the freezer, right? Freezer camp. Here we go. So if I have a new hatch and I want to move it into that inventory, I can just move it with that blue button. I don't have to manually enter the batch here. So let's go back into hatch tracking. I click this button and it tells me successfully moved the chicks to the bird inventory. So that's the main $1,000,000 question, right? How many birds do you have? And now you know because you keep tracking it with Quail OS. So you see here the age of the birds. So those are now 1 day old, the ones we just moved over. I have here location. If you have multiple brooders or different tiers like I do, you can have modify here the location. So let's see, this is on brooder tier number 2. We have here daily feed consumption in pounds. That's calculated for each bird. So if it's a small bird, in this case it was quail, I can just put in the estimate. You find those estimates in the setting page as well, so you can look it up. That's based on some experience and tests with it and get that value from there. Or if you test it once yourself, you know exactly how much your birds are eating, then you can type it in here, and that will become useful in the next section then of the system. So I just put in here, they eat a little bit, and so this way I keep tracking that as well. If I lose some birds, which can happen, I can just here modify the quantity and save that again as well. Feed inventory, you know, it's one of the biggest expenses of on a poultry or game bird farm is the feed, and here you can track how much you spend for it, right? So if you went to the feed store and you got some bags of feed, you enter them in here. Depending who your supplier is, you can enter here your supplier, so you can track it as well. Where is your money going, right? And hit the save button, it tracks it in here for you. And all this data what we entered so far feeds into the feed management. So that's something I coded because I was running out of food more than once, because I'm one of those guys. If you don't keep track of things, suddenly you're at the last bag, and then it's a nice winter storm here in New Jersey and you have to run out to the store and get more. And to prevent that in the future, this is why I coded the feed management here and the forecasting. So as you can see here, based on what you entered in your bird inventory, it moves that data over, it calculates the totals per day, and based on your purchases, we know how many feed you bought, and then it calculates here basically for how many days you should have feed remaining. In the future version, we're gonna make an alert somewhere that it pops up for you guys, that you don't forget about buying some more feed for your birds. So that, depending on how many birds you got, and now you know exactly how many birds you got, you know exactly what your consumption is gonna be. So you have a little bit of planning security here as well, and see exactly how much feed you go through in a year, right? By the way, you know, it's end of December now, and this is now version 1.1. So by the time, if you see this video later on, there might be a ton of new functions. So make sure you head over to quailos.com. Just sign up for a free account, and then you can try out everything here on your own and see also what new stuff is coming. And I'm gonna show you that later in the video too. Now, you know, my birds have a really good life here on the farm, but they all have one bad day, and that happens when I process them. And in the meat processing, you have here the option to lock that as well, right? I sell pretty much every part of the quail, the feet, the stock treats, I make jerky from the meat, the wings, the head, everything is being sold. And so I want to track the production of that to know how much I have in inventory. So I can add here when I do the processing, the part, same story here. Right now I only have one thing in here. So if you want to have more, let's go back into our price list, meat parts. I want to enter here the wings, for example. By the way, we buy wings. So there is a function in here too, that you can sell those wings to us. And here we go. I just added the wings. So if I go back to the meat processing, I can log now here the wings as well. Let's say I was processing 10 birds. So I have 10 pairs of wings. So that would be 20 wings. I could make some notes here if I wanted to. And I saved that as well. So now this is being tracked. Maybe I did some whole birds as well. So I enter here 5 birds. And all that information flows into your inventory here. So you see here now all the different things, the eggs you're collecting. You can go into minus. It's just then virtual stock. You can adjust the stock here as well. If let's say if I feed a bird here to my doggy, I just say -1 and say Hazel, that's the name of my dog. And I just save that adjustment here, and then I know exactly, okay, 1 bird less in the freezer camp. Now I know what's going on, how much I got, right? The basics of every business is to know your numbers. And so that's inventory, that's how many birds you got, how many eggs you produce, how much time you spend on your business, and all those numbers feed into the price as well for your business, for your goods, what you sell. Time tracking. How much time you spend with the birds, right? If my wife tells me I spend too much time with the birds, I look in here and know exactly how many hours I spend on the birds. Here I track it. I show you later where the reports are, right? So I can add here a time log. I can do the same, of course, on my mobile phone when I'm out with the birds. That's why we made it mobile compatible. But I can do it here on the computer as well. And we have a few different tasks already predefined. Right now I spend time in the office, so I just log 1 hour in the office here, for example. Over time, the time tracking will give you really good insight on what kind of tasks you spend the most time on, and that's a good thing to know as well, right? So all those functions here are free to use and will stay free to use. If anything costs money, I will point it out to you. Now, customers. The problem is when you are when you start out as a business, or even if you're a long time in business, your customers live usually in many different systems. They live on your online store, they live in your phone, they are sometimes on a piece of paper, a phone number of a customer, which can get lost, right? So here that helps you to stay organized, but it's also a hub to get in touch with your customers. So obviously you can add a customer in here with just the basic information. That can be later used for the shipping part of the software as well. But a cool functionality, and that one costs money. It's part of the marketing model in here, is text messaging. So you see there's a little bubble here. You can decide to use it or not use it. If you use it, it enables you to send text messages straight out from your computer. You get a separate phone number as well for your business. And then you can send here a text message when a customer has a mobile number. And you can do that on your computer and do copy and paste if you wanted to. And you do have the option with the partner website sms-service.us. All your customers from here are synchronizing to the SMS service, and you can send out a text message to all your customers when you have a sale going on, or if you sit on too many eggs, and then you just send that message to a couple of people. It's so easy to do here. Takes just a few seconds, and if you have a couple of customers in here, just one by one, much quicker than on your phone. And with the distribution list function of the SMS service, it takes you less than a minute, and you can contact hundreds of customers with one click. Well, let's say 5 clicks, okay, to be realistic. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think 5 clicks. I don't show that now, but that's part of the marketing package. I show you that a little later again as well. So your customers are being saved in here. They are not shared. They are your customers. You can export that again. But later on, I show you a new function where this becomes really interesting as well. Something which is still in development is integration into online store systems such as eBay, Etsy, all different online store systems. So I can't show you that right now. What we already have in here is sales orders. When I started my business, I thought, I need an easy way to make an invoice every once in a while to the restaurant down the road which buys quail eggs, or to a pet store when I sell some treats and all that. I spend a ton of money for QuickBooks, and QuickBooks costs, I don't know, nowadays they always capture you with like a free offer or $10 offer or whatever it might be, and then the prices go up over time. I really hate that. One more of a reason why I made an app, and I'm not gonna do that, right? But this is a free function as well. So here you can go ahead and make an invoice for a customer and keep track of it. So you have your date. You can say, is it shipped? Is it completed? If somebody picked it up, is it still processing? Then it doesn't go into your profit and loss calculation yet. Was it canceled? So I just put it in here as pending for now, and I select the customer. Just select myself. And then I can have here the items, and that comes out of my inventory and price list. So if I sell somebody some wings, I put them in here. You can put in tax and shipping as well if you need to. I don't auto calculate that right now because it's pretty complicated. Every state, sometimes every town has a different regulation on what is being taxed and what not. But you can add that in here and then save this order so you know what's going on. And you can actually print it here as well. So again, it goes back and pulls up your logo and your address here, your customer's address, and you have a nice invoice. You can either print on a normal printer or a little label printer, and you can attach that to your order. So very straightforward here as well. So you have all your sales orders in here, so you know exactly how much you're selling. We have another option if you go to the farmer's market. I'll show you that in a second. The other way around, if you buy from vendors, right? We all buy feed, we all buy hatching eggs every once in a while if you want a new breed or something. Maintenance tools and all that. So you can put your vendors in here. And then we have something called a purchase order. So if you buy something or you place an order somewhere, you could track it here. That's particularly interesting if it's more than one person on the farm ordering stuff for the business. So you can kind of keep track, what's going on. And also, has it been received what you ordered, right? So I say, okay, I actually ordered some hatching eggs and I received them already. I can put them in here, how much I paid for it. Bug alert, I found a bug. That 0 doesn't go away. You see that, guys? Yeah, since I don't have a quail built in the system, I rely on users and my own testing, as you can see, to find some bugs. That 0 here should go away easily and not the hard way. So in the next release, that will be fixed. Don't worry. If you find a bug, I'm gonna show you also where you can report it. And if you find a really big one, I make sure I send you something as a thank you. Here we go. Now, okay, it's saved and it's already as a status received. And this way I know exactly, you know, did I get stuff, what did I order, and how much I spend in my business, right? Good stuff. The price list we already looked at. The next tab here is the marketing tab. This is how it looks like once it's enabled. If you don't use it, you just see a preview. So here it's basically a separate number for your business. What you get from the SMS -service.us. It says it down here as well, what you need for it. But once you have your API key and your sending number here, obviously I have to change that key now because I just showed it to you guys. Safety first. So never show your API key to somebody. I made a note of that. But yeah, once this is entered, you can use all the text messaging functions within the app. Something I'm working on right now is text automatizations. So this is for hatching reminders for customers or yourself, for marketing purposes and all that good stuff. So that's coming up next as well. And here's just the configuration for it. We're gonna have Canva templates in here as well for different product labels and things like that. So right now this is under construction, but we work on that every day a bit. And when you check back next time, you might see already some stuff happening in here. Now, I designed really Quail OS to be a full functional system for everything you do on a farm. And when you ship eggs or live birds or any other goods from your farm, you need a shipping provider. And some shipping providers out there charge you, again, monthly fees. Some have really complicated interfaces and they constantly change them. I hate that. When you get used to an app and then the layout changes overnight and then you have to look again, where is my stuff, what I need. So I try to keep this app in the same look and feel as much as possible over time, because I personally don't like it when I got used to a system and then the layout changes and all that. So I try to keep it really simple in here, and I have built in some cool features. So we have a little feature alert here because what I show you now is not yet live. It will become live in the next couple of days. So feature alert.
New feature alert in Quail OS.
I love this little birdie flying there. Okay, guys. The shipping works, but what is new is the risk check. So let's get into that. How to create a shipping label. This is for one-off shipments, kind of. If you haven't integrated your store yet, I'm still working on the integrations, as I mentioned earlier on, for eBay, Shopify, all those different Square, Wix. That takes a lot of time for each single shop system to integrate it into the platform, but I'm working as quick as I can. So the best is sign up for the site, and then you get an alert when a new feature becomes available as well. But the standard shipping works already, and I can select here a customer from my list. Then it populates already the address in here. Oops, I didn't have the state selected, so let me do that here. I have then the option to select what kind of shipping box I have. You see I only have 2 in here. So this is here in the setting tab. You can actually predefine what you always use, what you want to see in the interface, and what you never use, and therefore you don't see it in the interface, so it's so much easier than to use. So I only use the small flat rate, large one, the padded envelope I like to use as well, and then I save these preferences, and then here you have your drop-down menu. I take here just the flat rate, padded envelope, for example, then I don't have to do the dimensions. Or if I want any other box, large flat rate box, I put in the weight, and then I can get my rates. If I click get rates, something else is happening, and I think we're pretty much the first. I don't know any other shipping app who has that. We're pretty much the first here to offer weather alerts as well as a risk assessment. And the risk assessment, I kind of call that good egg, bad egg. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more when we go down here, what it does. But what I really like is the weather alert as well, and it shows you the destination weather, and that's directly from a trusted source. And you see now, before you even ship that package, especially if you ship live birds, if you think about that, you want to make sure it's not getting too hot in the springtime and things like that, or way too cold and freezing in the winter time. So you have here a 7-day forecast pulled right now when you click that button about the destination zip. So since I'm home right now, oh, I see it's gonna get cold here in Jersey. Oh well. So it also tells you if there's any winter any advisories in place. If there's when hurricane time comes around again, it really shows you what's happening the next couple of days at the destination with your customer, right? And based on that, you could go back to the customer, send them a text message and say, hey, do you really want me to ship it now? Or maybe should I ship it later? I see, next week here it gets a little warmer again, right? So you have that option right built in here. You get your rates here, depending what farm tier you're in. That depends on what rates you get. You can look at the rate card here as well. Let me just, I'll show you that later. But that's it. You select whatever you want to ship out. So in this case, it's just a large flat rate box. I buy the label. It checks if you have enough balance. Of course, labels cost money, so this is a paid feature, right? I'm in a test system here right now, so don't mind that up here. But yeah, it has your address on it. It has your customer's address on it. Tracking number, ready to go. You can print that straight away on your label printer or on your normal computer, normal desktop printer, and you're good to go, or you can save it here if need be. Ready to go. Now, something other platforms don't have built in either, I haven't seen it much, is the text the tracking number. So in the minute you create the label, this pops up. If your customer has a phone number in here, you can text this to the customer. It's kind of a predefined text in here. You can add something to it. Have great hatch success. And you text it to your customer. Think about it. Most systems only send an email. And it's always a little bit annoying, let's say it that way, when customers ask you, okay, when are they gonna ship, or what's the tracking number, because they didn't see it in their email, it got stuck in the spam filter somewhere. So this way, with one click, boom, you send the tracking number to your customer's phone. It's awesome for them. They have it at their fingertip. Studies say that 95% of text messages are being read within the first 5 minutes. Compared to emails, it's like most emails have a 10% opening rate. So chances are people seeing it via text messages are much higher than actually via email. So that's why we built it in here. Now you have your label created. You see your past shipments down here. And let me just refresh that page here. So now is the latest in here. I have just here some sample data. The cool thing here is, if there was weather data available, sometimes some zip codes are a little funny with the weather, but it shows you here, it saves the weather data. So if your customer comes back in 5 days and tells you, well, my eggs were freezing, then you can go back there and see what happened when I shipped them, right? You can say, oh, your eggs were freezing? Yeah, I guess I can understand that because it was really, really cold. And if you don't have proper packaging, yeah, if you leave those eggs in the mailbox overnight, they freeze for sure. So, yeah. Oh, looks like it's gonna be snowing here. Nice. Okay. Anyway, so you get the idea. So you can look back even after a week, after 2 months, whatever. You can see, okay, what was the weather when I shipped that stuff out. So you have a little bit more information at your fingertips than usually with other shipping providers, right? Okay, shipping done, easy peasy. You can go back and print the label again, send the text message again if need be, or worst case, void the label if you made a mistake. It takes the shipping provider 3 to 4 weeks to refund the money for the shipping label. So I would avoid to void, if you know what I mean, because it's just you need to wait on your money. Then we can't help that either. That's what they do. Rate card. Speaking of money, yeah, shipping costs money, so you probably saw it already, but you can top up here your balance. If you're out of balance, this little thingy comes up as well. So yeah, that costs money. The rate card here, you see here the different rates depending if you're free user, which we call bronze, or silver, gold, or diamond. So you, if you have a subscription, you get better shipping rates. If you don't have one, you get a base shipping rates here. You can look at them. They update automatically. If you don't find anything in here, you can look up the rate right in the shipping as well. And here on my test system, there is not all zones in here, but on the production system, you should see them all. And based on service as well, right now we support UPS and USPS. FedEx will be added as well shortly as a carrier. And there you see your rates. Now, I take a little sip now, and I have to do another feature alert because this one is a big one. I mentioned it early on, but this is a big one, so let's stay tuned.
New feature alert in Quail OS.
Okay, so good egg, bad egg. That's what we call here risk management. And I operate my quail farm now since 5 years. I sell on pretty much any platform out there. eBay, did Walmart for a while when they still allowed it. Amazon, Etsy, my own website, and so on and so on and so on. So I sell on many different platforms, eggs, for example, but also dog treats and things like that. And yes, people try to scam me. Scammers happen, right? This year I had a very interesting case. There was a lady, she had 2 mailing addresses. One was something like 1013 whatever road, right? And the other one was like 1032 whatever road. And she placed the order and she waited until the eggs got shipped. The first tracking point that the eggs are actually with the postal service. At that point I can't take them back, right? And in that second, when that happened, the tracking updated, whole hell broke loose. She was contacting me via email, via my website chat, via text message, all over the place. That, you know, she entered the wrong address and we should ship it to another address, and it's not her fault, and she tried to contact me already 5 times. I read my emails multiple times a day. That lady didn't try to contact me. She created urgency. So just some word of advice. If any customer tries to pressure you that you have to urgently refund something, or that you should reroute a package or whatever it might be, that's the time when I start leaning back. I'm not disappearing, but I'm leaning back because that's probably a bad egg. And it turned out with that lady, it was a bad egg. I googled both addresses, and both addresses pointed to the same exact house. I don't know how that person did it, but they had 2 addresses pointing to the same house. Well, not anymore, because I reported that, because what happened afterwards, I don't want to get much into it, but you get the idea. There is some really bad eggs out there, and to help yourself, but also other farms, you can add that bad egg in here. If somebody, I don't know, I'm not accusing anybody, I'm just saying somebody, whatever, how many eggs you ship to that person, there's always breakage. Not a single package arrives in a whole piece there, right? That's weird, right? So you could put that in here. Or if somebody had something really expensive, they do like a chargeback on their credit card, which costs you, depending on your payment provider on your website, $45, $50, right? And I guess I don't need to get more into detail. You guys get it, right? So the bad egg is a warning list, basically. But we also have the good eggs. And with the good eggs here, you can actually decide to import your customers in here if you want to. The only thing we really save in here is the address and the zip code. So if I add here another bad egg, I take my neighbor. Sorry, guys. And the zip code. I just say test in here. So I can add the bad egg in here. And yeah, as long as you're in business, as long as that list will grow, I guess, right? Because there is people, interesting people out there, let's say it that way. And so this list grows, and you have the option to do community sharing. And when you enable that, that means nobody will know that you shared that address, right? We make a token out of that good address and the bad address. And nobody will see it in a list like this. This list is only for you here. But what other people see, I'm going to show you, right? So if, let's say another farm here, it's not Happy Chick Farm, it's a different farm, is trying to ship to a customer, and their address is on the bad egg list. It shows up here. There could be a risk with it, right? 2 other farms reported that as a bad egg, and it's actually in your own farm a bad egg as well. So you might want to think twice before you ship them. Anything. So that list obviously will grow as the community grows. Nicer would be, of course, if there would be some good ones here, right? But it will give you information, or it tells you it's unknown. So if I take here a different address now, and I do the risk check again. Here it tells you unknown. That means it's neither good, it's neither bad. Maybe it's somebody new who starts out with chicken or with quail, right? And there's no information yet about that address. Then it shows here unknown. I guess unknown is still better than bad. So you still have some information here. So something really new on the market. And that will be live soon. Maybe at the time you watch this video, it's already available. So sign up on quailos.com for free. And this function in here is included as well, free of charge. I want to help new businesses out there not to fall for scams and stuff. And yeah, so this way, just change it back here to number 13, you see. This way you know exactly what you're up against, right? So it gives you here some information in the risk management. Great new function. Part shipment, in case you have extra quail parts, we buy them from you, so you can check that supplier tool out and sign up there separately. It's free as well. We buy wings, we buy feet, all that good stuff from the quail. Now, next up, if you do sales on a farm stand, on a farmer's market, you have here the option as well. If it's not a particular sales order tied to a specific customer, let's say, you know, it was just the farm stand, you can add that income in here as well. I put in here farmer's market, sold $200 last weekend. Save that in here. Okay, great, I can track my income. Same story with the expenses, right? I had to fill up my car yesterday again. It got cheaper, but you know, it's not feet, it's, I call that utilities here. It was yesterday. Here we go, save it. So now I have that tracked as well, my expenses, and that all feeds together with your sales orders and purchase orders into the profit and loss. And I love this page, and I wish I would have had something like this right from the get-go without paying $60 a month for it. You know, this lovely book application, whatever. It's crazy. I spent way too much money when I started my business on software tools. I reduced that a lot now, and by the time Quail OS is completely finished, I'm not going to rely on any other software anymore. Still a few bits and pieces to program, but stay tuned. I show you what's in its works. So here, profit loss. Oh, that doesn't look great right now. Let's see if it looks better if I go here the entire year. Not that much data in here. Okay, I'm still at the loss right now. Happens. Of course, it's a test system, so it's fine. So here you get the idea. You can drill down and say, okay, how much money or how much expenses you have with the quail. It gives you here some statistics, the categories. So when your wife or husband next time asks, like, do I make any money with the chicken? Do I make any money with the quail? You can go back in here and you can print that as well and see exactly how much money you make. Oh, that's a good week here. Sorry, last month. Here we go. $40 profit. So it gives you here a good overview about your finances, so you know what's going on in your business. Now, another function, what I really love, and this is now new as well, so a new feature alert. I spare you that little bird now. Right now, live is a smaller version, but this one will be released in a couple of days as well. Because you enter all this data, you want to have a real good view on what's going on, what happened, for example, this month on your farm, right? Your turkey farm, your chicken farm, your quail farm. And here you go. You have all at your fingertips. You know how many eggs you collected. Well, I think I didn't enter all data this month. How many chicks you hatched, how much sales you had, how many expenses you had. So that's all showing up here. We have here some diagrams as well. It gives you here a little log every day, what happened that day as well. So you know exactly what's going on. And here, up here, you can obviously see the time frame, custom time frame, as you like. Now, based on your data you enter, we can do a forecast as well, right? So here, a nice little diagram. So it takes the number of eggs you collected on average the last 12 weeks. So 3 months of data. And then it can give you here forecast, okay, how many eggs I should have around the next 7 days or the next 90 days. And we put in here a little bit of a variation in the calculation, but it should give you a little estimate. You know, the girls are not always laying the same. Some do, some don't, right? So we just, that the diagram is not just one line. We made it a bit up and down. Looks good, but it's cool. You know, you can this way predict a little bit how many eggs you're gonna get based on the data you already entered. Another thing is at the end of the year, I like to look back and see how often did I hatch? What is my average hatch rate? So you have here the hatch success rates. You see how many eggs you have set, how many hatched. Oh, that's a bad one. That's a bad one. Good, it's only sample data. You see your individual hatches in here with the rate again. And obviously, if you do that throughout the year and you hatch a couple of times, you're going to really have nice data here to work with and see what is your overall hatch rate. And while I see that, I have already an idea. I'm going to keep that for me. I'm going to put that on the roadmap. You will find it there. I think there is some more stuff we can do with this. But anyway, what else we got in here in the reporting? The reporting is huge. I don't know if I go through every single part here, but feed consumption, if you always enter your data, you're going to have that at the end of the year. I have a little bug alert here. Because, yeah, I think that should have not that many commas here, so let me fix that for you. The next version will be a bit neater than like we have it here. What did I do there? Anyway, happens when you have no quail installed, right? So the feed usage you have in here, obviously as your flock grows over time, your usage goes up, and this view is maybe not the best, so here we have a nicer view. So yeah, sales summary, your shipping cost, for example. Yeah, a little messy this diagram here as well. Maybe I make a different one, but it gives me the information what I want to need, what I want to see at the end of the year, which kind of shipping package type I had, how much I spent on shipping overall. So you have that all in here, and all that good stuff. Where you spend your money on, with which vendor, your time tracking. Okay, well if you don't track it, it won't show up here, right? Here we go. I'm a bit lazy on time tracking. I have to get better. And the cool thing is you can do that on your mobile app. So I'm on my farm page. I actually made it now a habit. When I go into the quail chat, I just start and put already half an hour in, because I know if once I'm with the quail, half an hour is nothing, right? Feeding them, and then if I start cleaning, oh boy. So you can track your time, and this way also have that information at your fingertips for more reporting. And if you want to calculate how much I make an hour based on if you compare then your sales, and you have your sales per customer as well, for example, revenue by product, all this kind of information here as well. Okay, ton of stuff. We're nearly there. Hang in there with me. Oh boy, this video is getting long. I know. Settings, we talked about it. I just want to go quickly over it. Your farm page makes sense. You have seen that already, right? Operational categories. So if you want to have different income categories, let's say you have a hatching rental service as well. What I do at rent a hatch. So hatch rental, I can add that in here. Expense category, I might just have the fuel for my truck as a separate category in here for the reporting and all. I don't want to have it with the utilities. There I put the gas and electricity. So yeah, I add that separately here. Okay, this is fine. I save it all, and then it's available for your reporting and tracking and all that. The feed settings, I talked about it early on. So this kind of estimates here on how much, depending on the age of the quail, in weeks, how much feed they eat. Same for chicken, turkey. If you think something is wrong here, just I show you. You can let me know and I correct it. Data management we looked at. Wallet and billing. So if you decide to use Quail OS and want to support the project and have the advanced risk management, good egg, bad egg functionality as well, then you can decide to use it for your shipping. I know we are still working on the integration for all the different store systems. So right now you just have to manually enter your shipping address, but in the future you will see the updates. We will hook it up with your eBay store, with your Wix, with your Squarespace, all those lovely things, and then you could decide to add some money to your shipping balance and use the shipping here. You see all your top-ups already. Yeah, I just gonna add here $100 for shipping because I'm gonna need that on Monday. And it leads you to a secure payment provider. We use Stripe. This credit card, you can note it down because it's not a real one. It's just a test one here. Obviously, you would enter your real one, and it needs to be a date in the future. Here we go. So I top it up by $100 for the shipping, and just pay here. So no credit card data is saved on my servers. That's with this payment provider Stripe. And they are very secure, they are very well known. Here we go. So now the balance was added here, and that little quail is happy. Now the balance is available in your shipping again for all the labels you're gonna print, right? Okay, so that was in the wallet and billing. If you decide you want to upgrade and get early access to features, better shipping rates, or access to the library, where we gonna add now more and more white papers, like different business use cases, describe really how you start your business from like a dozen of quail eggs to selling over 100,000 eggs a year or $100,000 a year, wherever you want to go, really. I've been there, and I have put a lot of information in there what I have done over the years. And so you can decide with the silver, you already get access to the training model. Gold and diamond, you get better shipping rates. We do the monthly business call as well, where we talk really farm business. So it's mainly quail, chicken, turkeys, where you can ask questions, how to do something, how to sell on Amazon, or how to make an online store, whatever business question it might be. We have that then in the gold and diamond tier, where we do a monthly call. And I show you guys now the library as well. Here's some more settings, and integrations will come in here. Notifications we have in here on the app as well. That's the little notification bell up there. But the library, so this is a paid feature. There is certain things in there, how to make certain products. We have depending on which tier you're in, you have access to different templates. Here's my book in there. I wrote a book about my business journey. I'm actually sharing real business data in there. How much I made in my first year, how much I made last year, and the years in between. So it gives you a good idea, some tips and tricks. So that ebook is in here as well in the library. And over time, this will be filled with more and more life. Right now, it's on the test system. I don't have all these things in here. In the production system, you see a little bit more things there. So the library is one of the paid functions here as well. And important for the future. The future is good. The product roadmap. This is not the current one, actually. That's the development one. But in here you will see what ideas people had. And some of them we did already, right? You will see that then it's done. And can filter here. And with your help, we can fill this with more life. That's the cool thing about it, right? You can give direct feedback what you would like to have in the app, and if it makes sense, and if I think it's useful for all of the farms, and if other farms like it, we might do a little vote button in here as well. Then we're gonna program it and will be released, and there's no extra charge for that, right? We have release notes in here as well. So each time I do something, I will announce it in here, so you get a bit of an idea. Okay, what is new, what happened, and this way you are up to date what's going on with the system here. Last but not least, the help and support section here. We have some frequently asked questions, right? So you can check that out here. Here we have a link to our Discord server as well, where you can ask questions and things about business related stuff. And you can request a feature in here. So if you think like, I wish my software could do this or that, or I wish Quail OS, some of the stuff you see in here were inspired by people using it, right? And saying, hey, good egg, bad egg, would be lovely to have something like that. Here it is, right? So you can request a feature in here. We never publish your email or name, but you can just leave a message here for us and we get back to you, and you will see it then on the roadmap. Or if you just need help, if you need a clarification how something works in here, then you can just open here a support ticket as well, and I get back to you and help you out with whatever it might be within the app. Okay, a lot of stuff covered, but I think that's the rundown of what we got so far. It will grow over time, and please, tell your friends about it. It's free to use, all the basic functions. We're never gonna charge you for how many birds you gonna track in here, or how many eggs you log, or all these functions stay free. They are free now and they stay free. Paid functions like the marketing with the text messaging, or obviously printing labels, right? They will be paid, as well as the library there. But everything else, the basic functions will stay free. They are free now. And you can export that data if you want to. So overall, I think it's a nice and good package. If there's any remaining questions, just pop them down in the comments. Please leave me a like. If you know somebody who has a farm business, who sells chicken eggs, quail eggs, turkey eggs, all that good stuff. If you know somebody who's shipping a lot and they need a simpler shipping solution, then please recommend Quail OS to your friends. I hope you guys had fun watching this video. I hope it helped you guys a little bit to navigate around here. So thanks for watching and have a good rest of your evening.
quailos.com. Thank you for watching.